Hello, everybody. Happy September. Happy Labor Day. This is Valerie. Some of you know me as Val. Some of you know me as Pastor Val. Some of you know me as Auntie. Some even know me as Mom. Whatever you know me as, I am here and I am excited to be here today. It is September 2024. We have made it. I'm here representing one of the greatest organizations ever, and that is SOAR Again. SOAR Again. It is where we help people. We provide opportunities. We align with people to help them reach their goals. Our theme is starting over, access restored. And if you ever want to reach us, our website is here, SOAR Again, nfp.com. Or if you need assistance, listen, sometimes assistance can come through prayer or consultation. You can text us or you can call us at the number that's listed below, 312-278-7970, 312-278-7970. You're watching us live on Facebook. We're live on, not Instagram, we're live on YouTube. And I think we're also live on our website. So share this with somebody. And if you come in, speak, say something in the comment section so that we know that you are here. I'm excited to be here. I've got some amazing people with me on today, and we're just going to have some discussions, just some random discussions as we check in with everyone. It's been 9 months. We have made it since January 1st of 2024. We have completed 8 full months, and we're entering into the 9th month. I know there's some people like, that's not the real 9th month if you look at calendars and stuff. Well, it's 9 months for us in America. Amen. It's September. We've made it. We've survived every bad day of this year so far. We have survived. I'm going to say it again, so some of you don't be so hard on yourself. We have survived every bad day of this year. So do me a favor, give yourself a high five, high five, high five. Pat yourself on the back. You've done well this year. You've done the best you knew how to do with what you had. And so what we're going to do today is just check in with you. How are you feeling? What's going on in your life? And then give you just a couple of tools that you could potentially use, that you can use moving forward for the rest of this year. I read an article. I don't know how true it is. I don't know how true it is in my family because a lot of people in my family are born in August. But it says that more babies are born in September because a lot of people had relations during December. So we may see a lot of babies being born during this time. People are getting prepared to harvest their crops and all of those types of things. And so this is a good time. This is a good time to kind of sit still, listen to some people, have discussions. And I'm so excited for the people that I have on with me today. I've been knowing them so long. It's like I watched them go from being young people to amazing men and women. They are astute. They are educated. They are entrepreneurs in some sense of the word. They have great heads on their shoulders. And I'm glad to say that I know them. I'm glad to say that I believe they trust me. I believe that they love me as they know that I love them. So again, if you're coming in, I see some of you all watching, say hello to us in the chat or say hello to them as I introduce them. I love them so much. We're all in different parts of the world right now, of the country, of these United States of America. But technology, even though I'm pixelating a little bit and breaking up, and my nose is becoming the piano and my teeth are becoming the couch. So we gonna figure this thing out because we can't go through this whole live looking like this. Amen. Help us, Lord. All right. So again, SOAR Again is a nonprofit organization. I had a business called years ago called SOAR Management and Production Company. Hey, EJ, let me pop you up here so we can say hey to you. Hey, I didn't say that name, but yeah, that's another name I go by, Val. And so I had gave it up. I decided I wasn't going to do it anymore. And my aunt, shout out to my Aunt Glenda. My Aunt Glenda came up to me just randomly at one of our family events, and she said, "Hey, you're not through with that SOAR thing. You know that, right?" And as she said that, I was like, "Well, I don't want to pick it up from where it was." And so the Lord began to speak to me and say, "SOAR again." Hi, Veronica. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And so we took areas where we were um, successful. We looked at it and we decided, oh, these are the things that we can share with people. But we also looked at some of the areas where some people may call it a failure. We call it a lesson, and we pulled those things together and we put together this team, an amazing team. I have an amazing team at SOAR again, and I'm grateful for all of them because they helped me process and go through all of the different things that I need to do. I believe one is on with me, but I'm not sure if she's coming live or not. I need to see if she's going to give me a thumbs up or not. But anyway, until we bring her on, okay, yes, Rosa. Let me know if we're gonna show you today or not. And so again, we're on here today. I don't want to interrupt your holiday time with your family too much, but I definitely want to bring these awesome and amazing people on live with me. And so first person up, he's a young man who is a student. I'm gonna let him tell about the award he won on last year, but it definitely aligns with his character, who he is, who I've known him to be since he was a young man. Awesome family, awesome parents that I love very, very much. And so I'm going to welcome to the stage Omar Marshall. Hello, Omar. How are you? You're on mute, so we can't hear you, but
Hello,
we are.
hello.
Hello, Omar.
Hi.
Welcome. How are you today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing blessed.
Doing
Glad to be
blessed.
able to be here and soar again.
I'm so glad to see you. What state are you chiming in from?
I'm chiming in from the good old state of Indianapolis, Indiana.
Oh, and I'm down here in Georgia, just like I said, in Georgia, Georgia. I'm so glad to have you here. I think you know this. I love you bigger than love can be.
I
I'm so
love you.
for you, and I'm excited about all the things that you have done. I was sharing with the people before we started talking that you won an award. Tell them about that award that you won on last year.
Yeah, so last year I was honored by not only I was recommended by someone who works in our HR department who runs over our community and a community reach out. So they recommended me as a DSP. I've been working with NOAA of Indiana for about 7 years. At 6 years at that point, and she recommended me for an award called the Marissa Manlove Award, which basically acts as if, or it basically represents the active service to the community, working with autistic individuals. I'm always on the residential side, so I'm always in their home, making sure they take their medication, making sure that they're acclimated to the community that they work in, making sure that they're sound in mind and that they're able to communicate their problems instead of, reacting adversely. So that was a great, huge honor. I was able to get a little money reward as well as being
Listen, money
recognized.
rewards are always great.
I'll take it. I'll take the monetary award, and I was able to get honored in the newspaper, business newspaper in Indianapolis, and so that was a great honor as well.
Oh, great. Congratulations to you. And on top of that, with you working with people that I don't want to say they suffer from autism. I just say that they live with autism.
Yeah.
And you're also a student, right? Can you tell us a
Yes.
little bit about that?
Yes. I go to Martin University, a small college in Indianapolis. I've been going there for about 3 years now. I graduate in May 2025. I'm excited about that with my bachelor's in healthcare management.
All right. Congratulations and all of your endeavors. We're going to come back here and we're going to celebrate when you go, because you do know 2025 is just around the corner. You do
It's
know
around
that.
the corner. Yes,
It's
ma'am.
right on. And also, so we have someone else amazing that's joining us on today. Again, I know both of these people from singing with them on a praise team in Chicago. And God has afforded me the opportunity to just watch their lives and watch how they navigate different challenges and how successful they are. And so Joining us also today is my one and only Erica Nicole. Hi, Erica.
Hey family, hey Belle,
Hey,
hey home.
how are
Hey.
you today?
I'm doing good. I feel better now that I see y'all face.
Glow going on. I see your glow. I see your glow. And so, tell us, Erica, you got so much going on. So just tell us in a nutshell all the stuff you got going on, and save Auntie Tab for last. Just save her for last. Go ahead.
Well, hey everybody, like Val said, we've known each other from singing with New Beginnings praise team years and years ago. My son, who was in college, was 4 years old at the time. So you put to calculate the time there. So I'm back in New Beginnings, and I just feel like it's just been a whirlwind of things that have changed and like overcome for me since then. But I'm a mom, I'm an educator, I'm an entrepreneur. I serve my community from my heart, like any chance that I can give. So anywhere you can see me doing that, I'll do karaoke in a heartbeat. So let's do that. um, but most recently, there have been some things that I'll say even just life hasn't allowed me, and now these opportunities are allowing me to share some of the things that have gone on. So even with my brand is all about like healing the community and bringing community together, and that has opened up opportunities for me too. So even like throughout like the hard times of like going through motherhood, going through entrepreneurship, being an educator, God continues to open up doors. I've been on the news with my brand, sharing my story about like being laid off from work and using that opportunity to just like push through and learn more about being an entrepreneur. And then soon after that, yes, like Val said, Auntie Tab did have my merch on her page, so check out it's on YouTube. It's on my brand page as well. So yeah,
Just in
so
just in case there are some people that may not be in 2024 with us, tell us who Auntie Tab is.
if y'all don't know who Auntie Tabby is, you absolutely positively have to be living under a rock. Like at the end of the day, but she is an amazing, what the world will call her, content creator, right? What we would call is like she is part of our family, and the digital world has allowed us to see that. But she spreads love. She shares her journey with her family, her entrepreneurship, and all of her dreams and goals. And I feel like the things that she does like basically aligns with a lot of things that I will hope and desire for the people in my community. But she is a vegan enthusiast. She got everything. She locking down Target right now. Like, listen, if you haven't walked in Target either and don't know who she is, I don't.
I got that seasoning right now in my cabinet.
So we're talking about Tabitha Brown, right? So Tabitha Brown got an well, Erica. Yes, I'm going to say that right. Tabitha Brown got an opportunity to talk about
Mm-hmm.
Erica's product, and it was all over the internet and everything. And so just so you'll need to know, you need to support this young woman. She has merchandise, purses, t-shirts, hoodies, all of this type of stuff that she created. She got on one right now. And so we want to support her and say congratulations. She actually just had an opportunity at the DNC, the Democratic National Convention, to show off her merchandise. And all of these things are kind of aligned with where she's going. And on top of that, like she said, in the midst of all of that, she's an educator. So tell us a little bit more about where you educate, what grades, what school. You don't necessarily have to tell us what school, but what ages do you educate?
I say all the time, it's a special place in heaven for people who teach under ninth grade. Like, I don't know how y'all do it. Thank y'all for doing it. But I stick with the ninth grade and above, the young adults. So right now, I do more college readiness and career opportunities for upperclassmen. I introduce students to how to tie in like their academics and their personal goals. So we're taking them on college tours as early as ninth grade, 10th grade. We're sending them to universities for a couple of weeks, maybe even a weekend for the summer to kind of expose them to, all the possibilities that are out there before they really enter adulthood.
Yeah.
As a, I feel like that is like my lane, and I'm so glad to be back in it because, like I mentioned, I was laid off. 2023 was a crazy year. So I was laid off, so I'm back in education. I've been in education for about 14 years now. So yeah, and so I do a lot of
You 10 and Omar looked like he's 7, so I'm not
that's crazy. Almost 40.
sure. Yeah. Well, I am so excited to also have one of my board members, one of my left, right foot, and hand at times, my cousin. She's coming in on us, and we're going to have a good discussion. So, y'all welcome Rosa with me. Hey, Rosa.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Everybody is doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I just want to say kudos to Erica for working with the kids. I always say everybody can't give up on the kids, so
Oh,
kudos to you.
thank
Yeah,
you.
and then I don't know if you heard, but Omar is a college student and he works with people who live with autism. And
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah, he's an amazing young man. And so, everybody, listen, we got Georgia on here, Indiana, Chicago, Illinois, and Michigan represented on this live today. And so, all we need is for one of my friends from Japan to chime in, and we will be amazing on today. And so, again, I just wanted to have a quick chat, right? So, we're in September. And there's a lot of transition that happens in September. As we mentioned, children go back to school. So thank you, Ms. Rosa, for also bringing all of us together statewide across the state. She was the one that brought us together. If you all saw the pictures on my Facebook where I was praying for the school, it was the vision that the Lord had given her to go to different schools. And so, Rosa, just summarize for us how many schools and how many states did you have praying at the same time?
Okay, so it's our Operation Covering, which is our ninth year doing it. We prayed for 309 students. We called them by name at 101 schools in 14 states. And so my goal is to have somebody in every state praying with us at the same time. So hopefully next year I'll be able to add some additional states. So I was very excited about that. We have had some great feedback from teachers, from students, saying that they felt a difference in the buildings because of our prayers, because we literally go to the schools. Some of my prayer leaders anoint the doors. People say you can't go to the schools to pray, and it's like, well, we can walk around the building. so,
Yes, you can.
so, yeah.
All right, that is such great news. And after we pray, one of the things that I have been doing is not just making it a one-time thing, like I'm praying and expecting great things from the schools you told me about. And like you said, hopefully next year we can bring in more people and those numbers can grow because I believe that if we can get children and educators and parents to align together, then we become a formidable force. And it's difficult to break that force. But when we're divided and the teachers have one agenda, the parents have another, and the kid is just lost, then we have so many reports that we have on the news. And so I'm just extreme in my thinking that God heard my prayers and there would be no violence on the schools you gave us and that they would come out as shining stars. And so I think one of the things before we even tackle this conversation of some tips that we can give everybody for September, I think it's important for us to change how we think and how we expect. So, do you have anything, Erica, Rosa, or Omar? You could chime in on a situation where you had to change the way you expect. Because I think we ask the questions, I think we pray and we believe God, but I think our expectations are a little too low sometimes.
And I think that's just it, Val. We have to go into whatever we're asking and praying for, we have to go into it with great anticipation and expectation, knowing that we're going into it for the right reason, with the right motives. There's no hidden agendas there. So I think it's a mindset shift when you pray that I'm praying. asking and believing with great anticipation and expectation that God's going to answer those prayers. So for me, it's all about don't pray for it if you don't believe it. You've got to go into it with that expectation. So,
Yeah.
Amen.
Anybody else want to chime in on that?
I'm at that point now, Miss Rosa. I remember a point when I wasn't, like, I was praying and I thought I was expecting it, but then I always had a plan B, right? And so I remember where I was in doing that. And I will say, when you get in the belly of the whale, right? God's like, okay, I've told you let this go. All right, you don't want to let it go. Cool. All right, let it go. All right. And so it wasn't until I got down to my lowest point where I was like, all right, I might want to let all of this go right now and just believe like as I should. And that's when the things started turning over for me.
That's good.
And
Oh
I
my.
want to piggyback off of Erica and just say, like, as I've been in school now, this is my second round. The first time around, I went to go to school. I went to two, uh, not 4-year colleges, but associate colleges,
Mm-hmm.
and failed both times. And I let that discourage me for a while, but I knew in the back of my mind that school was inevitable. Knowledge is the most powerful thing a human being can ever gain. And so I knew it wasn't about if I was gonna go back to school, it was about when. And the timing of God is always perfect. So when I got back into school, the expectation was to, of course, finish. I did not see the light. I kind of still don't see the light, even though I got the deadline for when I was supposed to graduate. But my faith would never wavered because I knew that God put me here for a reason. I knew that people were placed in my life to encourage me to go back to school. My
Right.
cousin Terrence Bridges happened to work for the school that I actually go to now, and so now that I'm at a point where I'm at a 3.75, I believe, in my GPA, and
Come on.
that's new for me in terms of gaining that clarity in my education and leaning back on the fact that I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be gaining the knowledge that that I didn't gain back then, but it's not too late. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like it's too late at all. So I'm ready to. I hear you on that point in terms of knowing that everything works out for God's reason.
From failure, oh, top of class. What?
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to graduate mine cum laude.
Okay.
You can do it. Listen, so let's demolish that, right?
Yeah.
That if it didn't work the first time, so this is that mindset that I've kind of taken on in the last couple of years. Whenever we go to that car, and it hasn't happened recently, but y'all remember them old cars when you try to start it with the key and it go crunk, 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 crunk.
Mm-hmm.
None of us just walk away from that car. We keep going until that car connects. And
Yeah.
that's the lesson I want for all of us in September. Keep going until it clicks, until it connects, or until help comes.
Yeah.
Because we value resources, but we don't value human resources. Right now, you all are human resources. We're worth over 1 million on this on this live and in this chat
Yep.
because all human brings on resources. And so one of the things I want to shout out, my first human resource, and I want y'all to think about somebody who made a big difference in your life. My very first one outside of church, I had a school teacher named Gloria Benford. Gloria Benford. There, I've been out of 8th grade for a long time. Omar, don't do no math on me. Don't do no math. But her impact in my life was so incredible and so amazing that I still feel like I want to make her proud and I want to live up to how she saw me. And I think we don't do enough of honoring our human resources. So, is there anybody who in your life was a human resource that has kind of helped you pivot, kind of helped you be inspired to obtain these different things? So anybody want to jump in, you could do it at this time.
I will say for me, it was my sixth grade teacher, Miss Maddie Calhoun, who is
Yeah.
still living today. I actually saw her a couple months ago, and every time I see her, I'm just so inspired. She really was probably the one person that really influenced me to work with children. So I've been over our youth ministry at our church for I don't know how many years, but I've worked in youth ministry since I was 18. And Miss Calhoun is the person that really inspired me. And every time I see her, she always still encourages me. She say, "You all in that group was some of the smartest kids. I knew you would do well." And she often asks about me when I don't come to town. So when I come to Saginaw, I always try to see her. She's the only one of my elementary teachers still living. So that's
Oh,
who it was for me.
oh wow. Guys,
Mhm.
that got me misty eyed.
I just wanted to say to Omar too, when he was talking about school, one of the things I'll just want to share with you is know that your faith is always going to be attacked, but you just have to make sure your faith is intact. So even
That's
though you
good.
may fail at something, never stop trying because nothing beats a failure but a try. So I'm proud of you for continuing to go on with your education.
Thank you, Miss Rose. I received that. I appreciate
Yeah.
that so much.
Yeah. You guys got anybody you want to shout out?
It honestly, Val, that question is so hard for me, and I say this often, and I say, I was a community baby. God set me up to have these people, these resources for me to touch certain people, and I can name four teachers right now off the top of my head. I can name you. I can name my mother. I can name my grandmother, who I never met because I feel like I have to do certain things to bring certain things to light. But what I am grateful to God is putting certain um, touch points in my life along the road that had me like pause, right?
Oh,
So
that's good.
the things that I was going through in my life when I first met you, I had to pause, you know,
Mhm.
think about certain things like where am I really going with life? And in this direction, is it leading to what God has for me? Is it leading to what is on my heart to do and lead and pursue? And so in these people who come along, so I have Miss Omar, I have Miss Lessington, I have Miss Pappas, I have Coach Thomas is on the call. I see, like I had these educators along the way. Um, Never thought that I would personally become an educator. Let me just say that I never thought that. Like my background is in psychology. I just knew I was going to be in the mental health field for so long. I think motherhood had a lot to do with pushing me into education. So a lot of this is combined, and I guess just by design. Um,
Yeah.
it's very difficult for me to honor just one person on this journey because as I continue this journey, there are still moments where I have to pause, and those people have to. I can't never let them go now. Like they stuck with me.
That's so good. That is so good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm still in Erica's ear. So I feel like I'm a community baby as well.
Yeah,
My my parents, between you, between the pastors, I've known because of my parents. Of course, teachers that taking a liking to my soul and wanted to pour into me outside of classrooms. It's honestly too many people to name, but I consistently get stopped and have to pause to consider all of the wisdom that's being poured into me, because one day I'm going to have to pour that same wisdom to the next generation. I want to um, one, be diligent with the gift that God gave me and be a good steward of that, and then two, deliver the message the way it's supposed to be delivered outside of what the world expectations of it is supposed to be.
that
Yeah.
part.
That part. So let's just kind of thank all of our educators, whether they were in school, whether they were me and Rosa's granddaddy sitting on the front porch, and my grandmother, our grandparents, our parents, aunts, uncles, cousins, the people on the block that kept us protected, that told us, no, you go home. You don't belong here. You go home.
License on, baby, go that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, all of the listen. I'm from that generation when if the neighbor knew, your mama knew, and you was gonna get in trouble because you embarrassed them in front of the neighbors. When the lights came on, everybody was scrambling trying to get to the house. So I'm grateful for all of the educators that are even watching Thank you. I know it's a huge sacrifice to care for children, and especially when you don't necessarily have the backing. I think that our teachers should be making more money than anybody else in the world. I feel like resources should never be a issue, but all of us, if we could just take pause today, even today, and just maybe text or call and reach out to somebody that's been a resource for you, and just let them know you appreciate it and how it has impacted your journey. And so we're not going to be on much longer, but these are good conversations. So I've looked at an article, right? And it was talking about 10 things that you could do when you get into September. And they're very simple things, right? Now again, I put out this disclaimer. Just because we talk about it doesn't mean that we're doing it. So we don't want to appear to be lying. we're on our way to getting it better and getting it right. So one of the things that they said on the list, and I know this for a fact, is that one of the great things you can do in September, hey, Ava, hey, baby, is you can declutter your home. So, y'all, when we were at home during COVID, I went through stuff. I found so much money in cards, in purses, in wallets, in pockets I had not been through. So, how do you think that? Oh wait, let me take a chance and yes, thank you, Miss Lisa, for we recognize Miss Johnson and Sister Nicole Cartwright as the people that have been your human resources. If you're watching and you have a person on here that you want to honor, please let us know and I'll put them up on the thing. And so we're talking about decluttering your home. So I don't know about y'all, but my brain can't work. My brain don't work as well as it could in clutter. And so I know I can't do the whole house at the same time, because then I'll start wonderful and then I'll end like, oh my God, I created a mess. So do you have any tips or anything you guys could share with people to help them maybe start with decluttering their home? I know mine's is I still it shred. Shred as soon as that junk mail come in, or set a day for shredding. I mean, I don't even know how these people got my name, and I'm gonna find a way how to shred these text messages from all these politicians.
If they're not giving out black jobs, they need to leave me alone.
Absolutely. Well, so anybody seen a difference in anything in your home you've decluttered that kind of has helped?
Well, one of the things I would say when it comes to decluttering, that like you say, you can't do the whole house all at once. You got to pick a room or an area or a drawer and limit yourself. Say, okay, today I'm going to spend 2 hours. And at the end of 2 hours, I'm going to stop, because it becomes overwhelming. And
It
then you
really
create
does.
more of a mess than what you were intending to do by decluttering. So I would say set a time limit, whether it's 2 hours, an hour, or a room or a drawer. So set a limit. And I think that helps a lot. I've tried that and it does work.
Yeah. I saw Miss Adams said, donate everything you don't use, and let's do a little research. So it's easy to take it to Goodwill or whatever, but like those suitcases and things that we don't use, I'm finding that they said find a foster care place that you can donate those suitcases to, because most of those children, which makes my heart hurt, they're carrying stuff in garbage bags and things of that stuff. So things you no longer use, let's try and decode it. So I'm gonna go to the next one, you all, and I'm gonna have Omar and Erica jump in on the next one. Get clear about your boundaries.
Erica, you want this one?
Coming from somebody who didn't have some, that's real good. And so getting clear on your boundaries, it honestly requires you to spend a lot of time with yourself. When you do not have good boundaries, you tend to pick up people, you tend to pick up
Woo, that's good.
to pick up things that you are now required and obligated to do that don't serve you. And so once you get some time alone, and sometimes that time alone is God sitting you down, and sometimes that sitting you down hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
When you get in that position, that spot, you have to spend time with understanding what makes you tick, what makes you don't. and putting those boundaries in place. Unfortunately, getting clear about your boundaries and standing on them and what they're saying now, standing on business, right?
Mhm.
You will lose the things that you thought were for you. You will
Yeah,
lose were for you. You will lose the weight. You will lose the
Yeah.
it's a lot of things that will come that feels like loss. But the great thing about it is that it is replaced with things that are for you and that are better for you. And that will not cause you to let your boundaries down. Your boundaries protect your heart. And God told us we got to keep our heart protected.
yeah, guard it. Guard it. Yeah.
It will
I
turn
just
won't be able to receive the things that he has for us. So getting clear on your boundaries, I think, is a lifesaver. Um, and unfortunately, you gotta go through some ugly stuff to really see the beauty. But I mean that's what the lotus flower do every day anyway, right? So um
I just want to add to that. I feel like as community leaders or people who are community advocates in a way, we need to be clear about um, serving others as well, and just as well as we serve ourselves.
mhm,
And I think being clear about how you service yourself when you know that you're under God's direction for your life. So everything that you do, direction wise, needs to go through a prayer to God. Have that conversation, and know that what God has asked you to do for Him is honestly going to serve you the best way, so you can serve the others, so you can serve others better.
yeah.
That's great. That's great. So we're decluttering our home. We're getting clear about our boundaries. And I'm not trying to curse at anybody. But number three, clean your car out. Throw
Okay, right back.
clean out that little space that is for your cup. It's not a makeup holder. It is not your tissue collector.
We have messy drawers in the house and messy drawer in the car.
Yeah, it's
That's not.
and I was like, God, I procrastinate so much about it. And it's like, this is the car I prayed about. This is the car I asked for. Let me be a better steward over that. So, and even in that, in cleaning out my car, I find that that's time for me to like woosah. You know what I'm saying? Like it gives me a moment to not be. It's not so difficult to go and get the little vacuum thing and vacuum out my car and then remind myself, now you probably shouldn't be eating in here as much as you eat in here. You know, doing all of those things. Throw those shoes away. You have not worn those shoes in almost 2 years. You just got them in the car, sitting in the back just in case. So, anybody want to chime in on that?
I mean, cleaning out your car too, though, or just getting rid of clutter in general is peaceful, right? Like you get in your car and you're on your way somewhere, but now you done stepped in this Wendy's bag in your way. You in a rush. Now I can't get over this Wendy's bag up under my parking brake, right? And so decluttering in general helps with anxiety, it helps with stress, it helps for you to like just get to where you need to be. And so I just got a new car too because the guy is really, I'm his favorite right now. um
Mhm.
I, I done bought a little garbage can to go on the back of my seat. My kids think it's like, what is this? Put your trash in the garbage can in the car, not on the floor.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes. And so these are so simple, right? These are simple things that we can do that we don't do, and it will help us so much as we move into these next months. And so I'm coming to you on this one, Rosa. So don't fall out on me. You ready? Declutter your clothes.
Oh, well, you know what, Val? You would be so proud of me because I do a 6 month declutter. There's a lady at my church that has a free store in the mall. So every 6 months, she gets a couple of bags from me, and they'd be shoes and clothes and jewelry. And so
Need to
I
get like
have been. I've been very good at this one because I've decided after COVID because I've gained the weight, I'm not going to say, okay, I'm going to lose weight and get in it. If I take it out the closet, it don't fit, it goes in what I call my Shirley bag. So every 6 months, she gets bags from me. So I've gotten good at this one.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to bring you on and do a class so you can help all the rest of us. I still got outfits. Don't laugh at me. I still got outfits from high school and college.
Oh,
Trying
wow.
and I can't even
Well,
my pinky toe in them. So what? Why do you think we hold on to these things? What is it?
Comfort.
Yeah.
It's comfort, things we're comfortable with. Like I said, for me, one of the challenges after COVID, sitting at home, I started living out of leggings and t-shirts and all them 50 pair of blue jeans I had in the closet. None of them fit. So they went into Shirley. I just think, we get comfortable with stuff and we think stuff makes us happy. So we want to hold on to it. But honestly, it's such a freeing experience. And I laugh about it because honestly, I declutter it, but I don't go back and replace most of that stuff. And I'm okay with that. I think it's coming to a place of peace, knowing that the stuff is not going to make you happy. The
Yeah.
stuff don't bring you joy.
That's
So,
good.
yeah, being able to just get rid of it. I think that's what it is for a lot of people. It's just comfort.
Yeah.
That and like a scarcity mindset. Well, if I get rid of this, then where else is it gonna come from, right?
mhm.
Yeah.
Holding on to some shirts, like, well, I only got these many shirts. I know I can't fit them, but I only have this, so I gotta hold on to it. But no, get rid of it so you can make room for a new. Come on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For new. What I found is if we're wanting the new and we don't have room for it because we're so packed with old stuff that we don't have room for the new stuff that we've been asking for or that we've been preparing for. And some of
Yes.
our be very honest, some of our and I don't preach attire at all. I think that's low hanging fruit for some people. But what I will say is some of our clothing and outfit doesn't even align with where we're headed or where our goals are now. And if we're constantly reminding ourselves of where we once were, I think we can get confused on those goals. So let's be careful with that. Let's see what the chat is saying because they're talking. Let's see. Thank you, Miss Adams. You are really helping us out today. She said the same thing with you, Rosa. I declutter clothes 3 times a year. I need to stop purchasing even at the secondhand stores. Yeah. Listen, I'd be like, this a deal. I can't pass it up. But knowing I don't need it, I have clothes that I probably honestly have not worn in 5 to 10 years, just hanging up in my closet, just taking up space. And so, but we're gonna get there. Omar, this next one is for you, and then I'll let Erica chime in too. September, get ready for school. What pointers would you have for a college student that is working as they
Yeah.
prepare for school?
I I think it's another point on your checklist, but making a checklist, making it. I think I live and die by a checklist via work and school. um, I, just like when you talk about Rosa talk about her decluttering and taking one room at a time, taking one task at a time. Um, when I know I have a huge assignment like my capstone to do, where I'm supposed to be making a big old business plan, um, making that checklist for things I should do on a daily basis. That'll take about an hour or two of my day that can help me get this business plan together instead of thinking about it overwhelmingly. What's supposed to be done in a 6 week period. So, a checklist, of course, creating that community of people who are village minded in terms of knowing that I'm in school and that this is my a goal of mine and that they're seeing that same track for me, and so getting that motivational speeches and talks from people around my community is very helpful for sure.
Right. Anything
Um,
cool, Erica?
yeah, I think I'm an educator and I'm also a parent, right? So I have, like I'm on both sides of the coin. And so what I think was best to like help get prepared, parents check your emails. Like please check your emails. The school is reaching out, the school is reaching out, the school is reaching out. And so and then communicate back to the school is what's going to be helpful for to get the students all on one cord. Some schools may have changed certain policies. Certain schools may have changed even like the start time from the year prior. And as a parent, I know how you can just get into the flow of things, right? And some certain little things can be lost in translation if we're not paying attention. So it's easy for me to give parents a little bit more grace, being a parent and an educator, with understanding like there's a lot of communication going on, there's a lot of changes going on, but I think being aware and over communicating with the school, like essentially of your needs, is also going to help support the student be successful when the school year starts. So
Yeah,
stay open to communication, please.
I think you said something really key there. Stay committed to, even though your children are going back to school, they're still your children. You still got to manage what's going on with them. So thank God for emails and all that kind of stuff. Back in our day, they didn't have all of that. We had notes that hopefully didn't get crumpled up in our book bags, or we didn't leave it in our desk. Definitely if it was a report card that didn't look well.
Okay.
So use those. These next two, I'm going to kind of fly through them because we kind of hit on them already. One, check in with your goals. I know you set some goals back in January or whatever, and see where you are. And maybe instead of trying to cram in all of your goals this year, if you haven't been able to attack any of them, move those to the top of 2025. Do not put pressure on yourself to try and get something done that you may need a little bit more time on it. It could be a great goal, not a goal you should dismiss, but just maybe reassess the timing of it. And then Omar just kind of talked about this checklist that we need to have, not just for school, for life. Let me tell you something. This is not just a phone to do, me and Ronnie. It's not just a phone just to have to talk. Like, I prioritize calendars. I use all types of things. And when I'm done, I check it, and I feel a sense of accomplishment with that. And so now I'm going to go to the next one because I want to make sure we manage time well. And I want to put this one out there. Assess your morning routine. I believe that our morning, how we start our morning, sets the tone for the day.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I totally agree.
I
I
Yeah.
agree.
And in some cases, as I've gotten a little wiser, I start the night before preparing for my morning.
That's good.
Yeah, because you can't ever find your shoes when you're ready to go. You can't ever find your keys. So
Okay.
let me put my stuff where it needs to be so that I'm not leaving home feeling anxious and crazy, and now I'm not paying attention, and I'm causing accidents. I'm causing people to feel a certain way because I didn't prepare well. And so that's just for me, that I had to start the night before, laying out outfits, laying out, making sure my work bag is packed for what I needed to have, so that when I wake up, right, for me and God's time is uninterrupted. Me and my time here is
Yeah.
uninterrupted, not spent. Oh God, I gotta go back to the house. Did I do this? Did I unplug this? Did I do that? And so chime in if you would. We only got two more after this. Thanks for everybody sticking with us. What's something with the morning routine for you?
Oh,
I,
well, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I will say, like, I agree with the morning routine. My morning routine has consistently changed in the past 4 years, but it's been on a what works best for my mornings. Morning prayer is always a thing, at least 10, 15 minutes of whatever that prayer looks like. It doesn't have to be an intense prayer, but but it needs to be like me and God, like on a one-on-one. I'm starting a little garden out here, so I'm always constantly asking God what I need to do to be a good steward of my little garden. I didn't know
Don't
I can grow
think
I didn't know I can grow tomatoes and zucchini and cucumbers. So I'm over here doing some things. I feel like it's bad. I'm about to put a tomato and a watermelon together and see what I can come up with. But creating that morning, that 10-minute, 15-minute time where me and God can just be us, without anybody expectations, any of the world's expectations, and that really does set my morning. Because being in management at work, you get a lot of people come to you with all types of problems, and their expectation is for you to be level headed through it all. And so I can only count that to the conversation I have with God that allows me to see the broader picture.
Yeah, I'm with you. My Val, when you said like the night before, this year I've had quite a few like more like heavy transitions, and it caused me to have to start getting ready the night before, and it has saved me so much like stress in the morning or feeling anxious or feeling like I need to settle. Like I get to work and now I need to settle. No, I'm here. I need to lock in, right? Um,
Yeah,
I mean, setting up baby girl's book bag, things and having everything sitting at the door. My work bag is just already at the door, at night now. And now this way in the morning, there's no fuss when it comes to trying to get the toddler ready, who is a diva by all means. And sometimes we have to box it out in the morning. But to you all's point, I saw a lot of things shift in my life when I added a prayer routine, when I added opening up my word in the morning before I even put my feet on the floor. And so that's one thing that I have to do. Like I said, about 15, 20 minutes before I even go to bed. And I've been doing it for about a year now. Again, it's evident that that's what's been going on.
that's good.
Mhm.
That's good. Our next one is, and this one is definitely one I need to work on better because this is not my ministry right here, and that's get outside. Uh, I'm working on it, Omar, because there's fresh air. There. I don't know. There's a clarity of mind for me, even when I get to a body of water that I'm not gonna get in. I'm not a swimmer, but something happens around water, and so I want to encourage everybody, even if you can't do it in large doses, get outside. Anything you want to add to that, Rosa?
Well, it's funny because Saturday and Sunday I worked a chicken wing fest in Lansing, and we were outside. And even though it was hot, it was a cool breeze, and it was very refreshing. And I worked from like 11 in the morning to 9 at night. But when I got home, I didn't have that sense of, oh my God, I'm so tired. It was so refreshing because I'm not an outdoors person. I don't like fighting with the bugs and the bumblebees and the people with the dogs and everybody
Yep,
smoking and all the stuff. So, but I totally agree with you on that one. Get outside, even if it's 10 minutes, because when I go in the office, I do try to go out at lunchtime and just walk for maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it makes a huge difference. Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. So Omar, even with your garden, there's that outside thing. Let me tell y'all, he made a joke at me. One year I just decided I was gonna do a garden, and I put all the seeds together, and I think I gave birth to some things that wasn't supposed to commingle with each other. We waited, but probably should have went to science to be studied. Yes, try to get outside. Though this is a good time. The weather is cooling down right before, like, the Midwest goes into the winter months. Try and get outside, get some fresh air. It helps with your perspective and all of those types of things. Here's the last one. I'm sorry, you want to add, Omar? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I just want to add at one point, just take some deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. It's so simple to say, but a lot of people just don't do it. I think it does. It does overall make a difference. I know a lot of people don't believe in meditation, but that's how I got through a lot of difficult situations. And breathing just to get through the situation helps a lot.
Yeah.
And being
That's
outside, get that fresh air.
Yeah, there's a thing that everybody is doing now called mindfulness, and I know it's tied to some people tied to Buddhism, but I could show you scripture where
Come on.
mindfulness is a thing, but just taking a moment to make your mind stop, to
Hmm.
intentionally make your mind shut down and listen to your breaths and listen to your heartbeat and those things. If you just do it 1 minute, 30 seconds, you'll see a difference in how you kind of show up in the world. So this one is for me. Make a conscious effort to be less busy.
Grow your no. Grow your no. Be able to say no.
I like that. Grow.
Grow your no. Yes,
I'm
I
gonna say that, Rosa.
look. I'm
Grow
big on that one because a no for me means new opportunities for somebody else. Because if I can't do it,
Mm.
somebody else gonna have to do it. So I've learned to grow my no.
Yes,
grow.
ma'am.
Yeah.
If everybody just even
Statuses I'm about to quote you on.
That's it. That's for once in a happy September. Grow your know. All right.
Okay. Now these boundaries, they getting bounded, okay?
it's the boundaries. Listen, grow your no. It don't be like you said, Rosa. They'll find somebody else to do it. Not
Mhm.
that we want to put anybody in the grave, but if we're gone, somebody will take that. And you gotta listen to your body. Your body will let you know when you've reached your limit. When
Mhm.
you cannot stimulate anymore, I'm done. I need that 10 to 12 hours to reset. Maybe I'll come back with something tomorrow, but those boundaries is not going to allow you to bully me into your yes. I can no longer do that. I've done that before in the past,
Mhm.
to my detriment. Because I didn't give the best that I could have gave. I gave you enough to get off my back. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
my brand as Valerie Houston, forget anything else. My brand is too important for me to give you a yes that will cause me to show up less than what I know God has created me to be. So please, people, in this September, don't be afraid to grow your no. Thank you, Rosa.
Thank you.
And can I let me just add another piece to that. In growing your no, it's without explanation. You don't have to explain your no. Just nope, not able to do it at this time and leave it at that. Grow your no with no explanation. That's it.
That's
Wait,
so
do you need
good.
to add that? You got to add that to your post, Omar. Grow
That's
your
so
no
good.
with no explanations. Because we feel guilty, right? We feel guilty telling people no.
Because nobody's explaining their excuses at the end of the day. So why we explain the no? This is my
That's
reason. I like
So if
that.
we take these 10 things, these very 10 simple things, I'm going to run through them again. Declutter your home, one room, one drawer at a time. Set to get clear about your boundaries, because I think sometimes we get upset, but we have not clearly defined what the boundary is. Once you clearly define it, stick to it. Stand on business, like Erica said. Clean out
Mm-hmm.
your house. Some of us don't labor today because Labor Day is today and we're going to take a break. But tomorrow, get to that car wash and get that car clean. Start creating a plan to declutter those clothes. And thank you, Lord. Get ready for school. Now, this is a God nudge right here. For those of you that think it's too late, I feel like Kirk Franklin. For those of you that think it's too late, it's not too late. There's programs out there for anybody that wants to return to school. And to Omar's testimony,
Used to be, I'm trying to tell the people it's not what it used to be. Go get your education,
Go
please.
back. Go
go.
back.
Thank you, Omar, for even sharing that those first two goals. And maybe that's good for some parent on here. Maybe your child didn't get it right those first two times. Don't give up on them. Keep being a safe space for them so they feel like they can go back and have that support. Don't give up on them. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for your nudges. Amen. Amen. Check in with your goals. Are they realistic? Are they smart? Are you honestly able to lose 100 pounds by December? Probably not, unless somebody go in with a good knife. And so be realistic about your goals. Check in. Maybe some of them we need to move to next year if the Lord allow. Tick off your monthly checklist or check it and make sure you're doing the things and not just making lists. Because I know people like that just make lists and they don't abide by them. Assess your morning routine. I think we gave you some great tips and some points on how to make sure you leave your house fresh. And guess what? This really works on leaving the house fresh on Mondays. Like Mondays, we can appear to be really like, but we are the light of the world. And so if we're the light, we got to show up even on a Monday morning. So assess your morning routine. Get outside. September gives us great. I mean, this is good and ready to go into that cute sweater season. Throw you on a nice little hoodie, put on your Erica got hoodies. And what they say on Color Purple, shake your shimmy while you're walking. Go ahead and get you some outside in. And then lastly, but certainly not least, make a conscious effort to be less busy. I should change that with Miss Rosa that gave us today. Grow your no
No.
with your expectations.
Mhm.
I can't do it. I can't get to it today. I may not be able to get to it in this lifetime. But maybe I can refer you to someone. That's the thing. We got to be able to sometimes say, I can't do it, but maybe check with this business.
Mm-hmm.
Might be the resource, but I can outsource.
I
Mm-hmm.
can outsource. Yes, I can outsource. So, you all, this has been a great hour. Thank you so much. I want to say this. I appreciate, we talked about the human resources, right? Because sometimes you're like me and the Lord give you stuff and you got to go fast. And so when you texting people, you're like, hey, can you jump on this with me? And I'm so grateful for everybody on here because I did that to all of them and they all said yes. They all say yes. I'm getting better at number 10, so it'll be a little bit more planned. But thank you all. I know that we have helped people. I know that we've helped each other. This feels good. It feels like good vibes, even though we're in different cities and different states, that we were able to come together without any just organically and try and give some tips to people on how to enter into September. So before we close and end with our final announcements or whatever, is there anything you want to each of you want to share in closing?
I'll just start. I'll just say thanks for inviting me. Yeah, I was on the road and I was hoping I'd make it to Saginaw in time. So just thank you for inviting me. And I do want to say that I appreciate Erica again as a teacher. Thank you for what you do. Omar, thank you for what you do for those in that community. You all are more valuable than the world give you credit for, but just know if nobody else tells you, I appreciate you and I appreciate the work that you do for our young people and for people with disabilities. So thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Was and Miss Val, you can call and text me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna answer.
That part.
You got to slow down and decode it for me. I'm right there.
Thank you, Miss Erica. I love you so much.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna start your garden back up. I'm sorry.
oh no, I was just gonna say I appreciate you and I appreciate SOAR. And I didn't get to mention this, so and I can publicly share that I'm grateful SOAR got to come in and work with my students for Black History Month programming. And so I appreciate that. And so I look forward to us continuing our partnership with me and my students and the students that I continue to serve in the community. So thank you.
Yes, thank you for having us. My team went in and they came back with they were, sometimes you think you go in and you do the inspiring, but the great thing is when you can be inspired by the work and the people that you're working with. So thank you for allowing us, and we look forward to being a strong partner with your school in this school year. Omar.
I just want to say thank you for having me, the opportunity to speak. I'm always grateful for the opportunity to share my story, my testimony, um, and hopefully I can teach you how to grow something in the garden.
Something
So,
incredible. Well, listen, I am Valerie Houston, and as so many people have been really working with me on being able to promote me and to promote everything that God has been doing through me. And before I do that again, I want to remind everybody to visit Erica's website today. Support this amazing young lady. She's got so many great things happening. Be looking out for her. Like we said when we first started, Tabitha Brown got a hold to one of her articles and she examined it and gave it, all kind of great accolades and stuff. And so we want to support her. And then also, since we've done this the last time that I've been on, I wrote a book.
woo, 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 woo.
It, it's It is available now. If you want an autograph copy from me or whatever, we got to work that out some kind of way. But go on Amazon. Thank you, Erica. Go on Amazon, and if you have the book, here's what I need you to do: is go on Amazon and give me a good review or not good review, but definitely do the review for me. Help us support this. I'm grateful for those that are behind the scenes that help SOAR again. We have people that partner with us financially. They are monthly donors and monthly givers. Again, our whole goal is to help people start over and let them know that access is restored. Nothing is disconnected forever. So for all of you that are watching, thank you. We appreciate you. We tried to show all of your names. We hope that this has been great for you. Share it with someone that you think will benefit from this. Follow our pages. Like right now, when we hang up, do follow or like or share, whatever. We've got some amazing things coming from the SOARAGAIN camp, and we want to continue to highlight the expertise and the knowledge of people like Rosa, Omar, and Erica, and make sure that they get the platform because they have a wealth of resources in them. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you all. I appreciate you all. Enjoy your Labor Day weekend, or your Labor Day, because the weekend is about over. But enjoy your family. Just spend some time right now and just, take some time and look at the resources that God has blessed you with, not just financially, but the resources of human. I am Valerie Houston. This is SOAR again. We checked in for Labor Day and hopefully gave you some things on how we can be diligent in what we have. And if you have a testimony later that says, hey, this really helped me, tell us in the chat. Let Erica know, let Omar know, let Rosa know that something that they said resonated with you and you really appreciate them taking an hour and 7 minutes and 55 seconds out of their holiday schedule to provide you with all this wisdom. All right, y'all, that's it. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May He cause His face to shine upon you and give you peace is my prayer. Have a blessed rest of your holiday. Bye-bye.
Bye.
God bless.
Thank you.